Okay, good day, viewers, from wherever you're watching this video from. Today we're talking about a very important concept. We're talking about the introductory biology. Definitely, you have been hearing what the word biology is a subject on its own. So we're talking about the meaning of biology. We're talking about the branch of biology. We're talking about living things and non-living things. What is biology? Your bio and logy. Biology can be split into two, bio and logy. Now, bio means life, and logy means study. Now, the Greek word of logy means logos, which means study in English. If you look at this very well, bio, logy, life, study, it simply means the study of life. Now, biology can be defined as the study of plants and animals. Now, if we say life, what comes to your mind? Now, living things, right? Living things. Now, living things can be classified into two major types. Now, we have plants and we have animals. So, when we say biology is the study of life, it means biology is the study of plants and animal. So, that is the definition of biology. The two major branches of biology, zoology and we have botany. Now, zoology is the study of animal, while botany is the study of plants. Now, these are the two major branches of biology. Now, from our definition, we said biology is the study of plants and animals. So, the two major branches is zoology, the study of animal, while the botany means the study of plants. Now, we have other branches, not just only these two. We have other branches. We have ecology, we have morphology, we have anatomy, we have genetics, and we have physiology. Now, ecology is the study of living organisms and their interactions with their environments, while morphology is the study of the external features of living things, while anatomy is the study of the internal structures of living organisms. Now, genetics is the study of genes, hereditary, and variation in living organisms. It's a course, it's a topic on its own in biology. As time goes on, we talk about that in its broadest form. Now we have physiology. Physiology is the study of the functions of the organs in your body. So that's what physiology is all about. Now we're talking about living things and non-living things. Now, living things are things that have life. Non-living things, they are lifeless, right? They don't have life. Example of non-living things around you, like this, my microphone or my phone, my decks, pen, things that don't have life, they can't breathe, they can't move. Those things are classified as non-living things. While living things are things that have life. And how do we know these living things? It's what they call the characteristics of living things. Now, these characteristics of living things are things that living things should. These are the properties. These are the things that we should see in living things. They should exhibit these characteristics. So, the characteristics of living things is an acronym. I used to remember this when I was preparing for my exams. So, these are things I used to remember, the characteristics of living things. So, I had to write it here just in case you will need it. Now, Mr. Niger D. Now we have Mrs. Nedge. You can either say Mr. Niger D. I learned that in my primary school. Then Mrs. Nedge in my secondary school. So Mr. Niger D. MRNIGERD. Now each of these letters, they have their meaning from the characteristics of living things. Now, what are the characteristics of living things? The first letter we have here is M for Mr. or Mrs. Now, M means movement. All living things move. Don't forget, we're talking about the characteristics of living things. What are those things that we see living things do? They exhibit those properties. Now, all living things, they move. All living things respire. What does it mean to respire? What does it mean of respiration? You breathe in, we breathe out. Now, N is nutrition. All living things must feed, whether you're a plant or animal, they all feed to keep on growing. Now, we have next one, which is I, which is irritability from Mr. Niger, and S from Mrs. Nedge. Now, don't forget, these two, they mean the same thing. They are literally the same thing. You can learn either the Mr. Niger D or you can learn the Mrs. Nedge. Any of them works perfectly for your exams, just in case you see something like this, just to recall the characteristics of living things. Now, sensitivity and irritability. Now, we have those two. They means how living things respond to stimuli. Let me give an example. I don't know if you have seen this plant called the sunflower. Sunflower takes the direction of the sun. So these are plants that are sensitive to their environment. They respond to stimuli. Stimuli can be touch, can be anything, can be light, can be gravity. Even humans. Let's use animal for example. Let's say, for example, you touch a very hot kettle or hot pot. How do you react to that? That's a stimuli. The stimuli is temperature. You discover that you react to it, right? Now, this is simply sensitivity or irritability. Now, we have growth. Now, all living things grow. We have excretion. All living things excrete. Now, excretion is simply the removal of harmful substances, not just harmful substance, metabolic substance from your body due to metabolic activities in your body. Your body removes them like urea, some other one urine. All these are things that the body sees as they are harmful to the body, so it removes them after a lot of metabolic activities. Now that's excretion. Now there's a question I saw in a particular year in JAM. I think that was 2019 biology. The options were which of these is not excretion. I'm trying to like paraphrase the question. Now the answer to that question is the answer was D, which was physics, percent of physics. That was not excretion according to that question, particularly. Now in the basic biology, when you pass out physics, it's excretion. When you talk about, when you now start going deep into it, like in exams like WIAC, JAM, and the rest, it's an advanced biology. This is advanced biology. Now, note the percent of physics is never excretion, it's a gestion. Now, note that that was the answer to the question. It was quite confusing at first, but I discovered that that was the answer to the question. The rest of them were just urea, urine, and the rest. So, that is it. Excretion is removal of metabolic activities and food substance from your body. So let's talk about next one, reproduction. Reproduction is whereby living organisms give rise to their young ones. Now we have the next one, D, which is death or lifespan. Now all living things must die. All living things, just like all living things reproduce, all living things excrete, all living things must also die. And that is before, most times, let's talk about animals, for example. Death can be caused by different means, not just after negative growth or where you grow to a particular age. So a lot of things can cause death, sickness, anything at all. So all living things must experience death, whether plants or animals. There are the other characteristics of living things: adaptation, competition. Now, adaptation is the ability of living organisms to adjust to the environment. So let's say, for example, chameleon, if they move out of their particular environment to another environment, is that there's a change of skin color. Not just that, almost all animals, all creatures, they have their own means of adaptation. So we have competition. All living things, in a way, they compete. Even plants compete for nutrients. You can go to a particular place and you see plants that are plants. Let's say a farm, for example, and a lot of plants there. Some plants are doing well, while some plants are not doing well because there's a lot of competition there. Now, some plants are trying to get nutrients, some are being competitive in order to get nutrients, while others get less nutrients. So it's a characteristic of living things that even animals too, there's competition in their ecosystem.